some things need to be taken serious. There was many things that I said on my lead up that were very serious. Child sex trafficking, very serious, and I'm still passionate about it. I'm still working behind the scenes against it. So there's a time and place for everything. This is not something they play with, bro. They're trying to say I'm a cheater, bro. I've never cheated in my life. I don't even cheat in video games. This is why I'm saying this is bullshit. Do not believe the hype. They trying to set me up. Bullshit, bro. Okay, so supposedly I'm clean the whole way through. The last literal moment, I supposedly took steroids. I'm not that much of a fuck. First of all, these motherfuckers set it up. How they have this excuse already built in? His brother was like, oh, he's gonna test positive for PEDs.
Bro,
how the would you know that? Come on now. They trying to play me, trying to take my victory. I never took steroids in life, never would. These motherfuckers are clowns. And we know damn well he don't really want the rematch because he just claimed I don't want no rematch. So there won't be no rematch. I beat the shit out of him. It was the easiest fight I've ever had in my life. So I'm not gonna fight him again. I felt like I was fighting an amateur. I made it look like he shouldn't even be in the ring with me. But if he want to do it again, I'm gonna end up even worse because he's never gonna be the same after an ass whooping. You take an ass whooping like that.
Hey, and you pretty as shit.
Oh, bro, they're all trying to take my victory away. This is some bull. I've never seen a bigger inside job in my life. Do your research. These yes, I am. They are trying to take my victory away from me. I don't know why. They see a Mexican on top and they want to take him down. It's fine.
Make sure that you are not. Tell the people that you have a Mexican blood.
Cabrones, it's in my blood.
Your mom posted on social media. Your mom
What are
posted
you
on
willing
social
to do
media
in order to prove that you
whatever. Take a piece of my hair. I'll piss in the
You
cup
did the B sample, right?
Bro, yeah,
Are you requesting it?
Of course I'm requesting.
That's what we're talking about.
But who's to say if they didn't take the A sample, they won't take the B sample? Come on, at the end of the day, this is bull. It's an inside. Victor Conte literally helped create VADA. Look it up. And this dude got banned from baseball, but we let him in boxing. What kind of bull that? Snack is gross. First of all, I remember I did work with them just for some payment back in the day. But guess what? I never even took the limits because I always felt like it was cheating. These motherfuckers are known cheaters. They know how to cheat. They know how to mask. And guess what? They know how to taint shit because they just taint my greatest victory. But isn't it funny that everybody popped for Osterine? Why is it that everybody popped for Osterine? Come on, man. This is an inside.
Your reaction to the developments at this point.
To be honest, Marcos, I've had a load of stick from Ryan Garcia fans or whatever they are. Like, I'm not. I mean, look, I've been involved. I've had 2 years of this with Conor Benn. Almost quite similar in terms of tiny trace amounts in it, but a positive test, right? So I've had people telling me for 2 years, like, I don't care about the trace amounts. It doesn't matter. A fail's a fail. This, that. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. I mean, to think that an excuse could be, and maybe I should have used this one previously, that it's an inside job or it's a conspiracy theory. And actually to have people buy along with that, this is not good for boxing, right? I like Ryan Garcia. I think he's amazing for boxing. But we have to deal with what's happened. And I want to also make it clear, I really hope that Ryan Garcia is innocent. I've never once come out and said, he's a drug cheat. He should be banned for life. He should be all the people that are saying the same thing about Conor Benn and et cetera, right? So, but what we do have to do is actually acknowledge what has happened and what the process is from here, right? What we can't do is just say, oh, I had a photo with Donald Trump and this is why I tested positive. Like, come on, guys, let's just be professional here. Is cross-contamination a thing? Absolutely. Can you eat certain foods that could give you trace amounts of banned substances? I believe the actual answer is yes. But what he has done is he's failed 2 drugs tests for banned substance and he's entered the ring with performance-enhancing drugs in his system. Whether that's his fault or not, now we have to find that out. So, and I think that's the really easiest way to explain that to people. It's like the reason that you input, and one thing is the most frustrating thing to hear from people, and honestly the most idiotic thing is, how can you let him enter the ring? Like he had performance enhancing drugs. If he did, they wouldn't have let him into the ring. How stupid are you? The drug test is on Friday and Saturday. It gets collected, right, by VADA, the bloods. It then gets sent to Salt Lake City, which probably takes like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. Then it goes in the lab to be lined up with thousands of other drug tests from VADA collected around the world. Then it goes through. You know, it's funny, the other day, I actually received a result the same day or 2 days after this all came out. I received a negative test result from Joe Caldina, right? From April the 20th, which was actually the same day. But people think that you should like literally take blood and then go, yeah, he's fine. And then people say, well, what's the point of testing on fight day or the day before? Because you need to know. You can't just like go, oh, well, we'll forget about it 4 days out because you won't get the results back in time. You need to know if a fighter has taken something during that period to help them cut weight or help them make it into a fight. So there's nothing shady about when the results come back or how the sample was taken. That's all stuff for his lawyer. Now, as I've said before, I really hope that Ryan Garcia did not take performance enhancing drugs. And is there a chance he's telling the truth? Absolutely. I don't know him well enough to judge. I've been through this with Connor, you know, where I've talked to him about it 50 times. And I've had to stand on my heart and say, I'm sure this kid did not take performance enhancing drugs. And I'm sure people around Ryan will say the same thing. But Connor's had 2 years of having to fight, you know, through 3 or 4 hearings, through people just telling him he's a cheat. So it just can't be, it's an inside job, because that's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I think he's saying because of Victor Conti's affiliation with VADA.
But that's like, with all due respect as well, yeah. I can't stand Victor Conte. Right? I don't like the guy at all. He's badmouthed me for 2 years. I don't like his history. Now, if you speak to VADA, he's not actually involved with VADA. I think he's done some consultancy in the past because he knows a huge amount about the subject. But honestly, to think that someone would put something in someone's sample at a you know, a company like it's a ridiculous thing. Now, I give him the benefit of the doubt in the respect of it maybe got into your system unknowingly, okay? But you still entered the ring with performance enhancing drugs in your body. And that's where Devin now looks at it and goes, hang on a minute, I was 3.5 pounds over. He was 3.5 pounds over and he had performance enhancing drugs in his system. Like, guys, I don't feel like this is fair. I get Devin, like Devin's, you know. Also, you've got, you know, there was a situation recently, I believe, with one of our other fights where Joel Cusimano fought Adam Konecki and he tested positive on the night. And it's only now, I believe it's just come to a head now. Like, these things are going to take 6 months beyond to get to the bottom of it. You know, I think that fight ended up being a no contest. And I expect fully, like Devin, I think Devin wants him disqualified from the fight. I'll be honest, I don't see how you can be given a win when you didn't win. I don't know. But certainly the no contest thing, I think, is an absolute, like, even if it's found that there was contamination in his body, or, you know, he still entered the ring with it in his system. So I think the no contest thing is an absolute given. I don't think it really matters now. I mean, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It's a tough one for Ryan because you have to go through this process now. And that's why he's instructed lawyers. He'll open the B sample. As we know, the B sample will come back the same, like, unless there was contamination in the lab, which can happen, but very, very unlikely. And then now he's got to go through his diet. But when you're coming out saying, no, I was high going into the ring and I was smoking weed all day and I was drinking like all week, like, you've got to be careful, because at some point you're going to have to present all these facts to the New York State Athletic Commission, and they're going to be the ones that rule on it. I think sometimes fans in boxing as well, they don't quite understand. Like, I'm not going to make a decision on this. Golden Boy aren't going to make. The Zone aren't going to make a decision on this. VADA aren't. It'll be the New York State Athletic Commission, and they will look at all the facts, and then they'll make a decision. And ultimately, probably, the decision will be a no contest and a ban of some sort. Now, whether that ban's 6 months or a year, like, I don't think the ban's going to put him out of boxing for a long time. But what we can't do is employ these companies like VADA. Like, even like people say to me, oh, well, you're just ignoring VADA with Conor Benn. No, we're not. We went through the British Boxing Board of Control Commission. We went through a WBC hearing. We went through a UCAD hearing twice. And we're still going. Do you know what I mean? So we're not ignoring anything. And this is the same with this. We can't just say it's a conspiracy. Like, so, and I truly hope, and I think everybody should be given the benefit of doubt, but it doesn't take away from what's happened. So let's try and find out if he was unlucky rather than he cheated. Because if he knowingly cheated, that's a whole nother story.